With the 6 different 3D pen hyperlapses I'm going to show here, I want to quickly demonstrate what a 3D pen is capable of making. I know you're saying, where's the 3D pen? Hang in there, it's coming. By hyperlapse, I mean extremely fast time-lapse, where a 3D pen creation which took hours and hours to make is shown from start to finish in seconds. This video would be great to share with people who know nothing about a 3D pen, so you can show them the amazing things it can do in a very quick video. Obviously, I'm not going to try to narrate the step-by-step of what's happening here. Instead, I'll give some of the highlights and a little background on each of these projects. In a lot of my 3D pen art, I'm also testing out new methods and ways of doing things. For Genie, the new idea I was testing out was using the thick copper wire you saw at the beginning to allow him to have this floating effect. Genie is easily the most time-intensive 3D pen creation that I've made, mostly just due to the sheer size of him. The head at this point looked pretty haunting to me with those hollow eye sockets, but it slowly came together. Oh yeah, and in case you couldn't tell, I'm not a huge fan of the live-action remake. This is the finished Genie, with the project clocking in at 21 hours. And this shows the floating effect I was going for. I am Groot. The project time counters that you keep seeing pop up are to give you an idea of how much time each of these projects takes in real life. Definitely keep in mind the hours that go into these as you see them come to life in seconds in these hyperlapses. Groot was my first use of wood filament, and the textures it produced were perfect for Groot's skin. This hyperlapse is great for showing how much the eyes change from start to finish. I also got to start using my wood burning tool more on this project, and it's quickly become a staple in all of them. I had also considered adding some green for the moss that is typically on Groot, but at this point I was terrified of screwing up how he looked, so I decided to leave it off. Groot took about 9 hours to complete, and that was mostly because there was not a lot of smoothing to be done, which can be very time consuming. It's fun to look back at the 3D pen models I've made over 2019. This Pac-Man Ghost was my very first 3D pen creation made on camera. It's interesting to see how much my technique has improved over the last year, and how much farther it has to go. I'm a huge fan of designing and building new things. I love the creative side blended with the technical aspects. It was in the process of thinking through and planning out how I was going to build the Ghost that I realized I was really going to enjoy working with the 3D pen. In terms of project time, we're 3 hours in, and that's been shown to you in 40 seconds. Groot and the Pac-Man Ghost show that you don't always need to smooth the surface. It also shows how versatile a 3D pen can be, allowing all these different construction styles, textures, and techniques. Here I'm using a small handheld torch to attach the eyes and facial features to the ghosts. The last steps are gluing the two halves together and then giving it a spin to show it off. Speaking of different techniques, I really think we're just starting to scratch the surface of what a 3D pen can do. Recently, I've been experimenting with a bunch of new ideas and techniques, and I'm excited to share those with you in 2020. I have so many ideas for projects and videos. Hopefully I can get to all of them. The Grinch is my final creation of 2019. I seriously had to prevent myself from singing that song the whole time I was making the video. In fact, I'm having to hold it back right now. Let me know if you want to hear my full version of the Grinch song. If you do, I'll make it happen and try to get you a mixtape. With the Grinch, you can see that my smoothing technique improved considerably over the year. It's really fun when you see the face of a creation of yours come to life, like you see here. The Grinch has become my second longest project at around 11.5 hours. Making these Minecraft bees was an experiment in using pieces of styrofoam as the interior of the object. This saves me from having to 3D pen the insides of the object like I did with the Pac-Man ghost. It's a great trick that will save you a ton of time. This project also shows how neat it is that you can basically make any custom creation that you want to with a 3D pen. Have a favorite obscure character you love? Well, you can make your own 3D version of it that you can hold in your hand. How cool is that? These wings highlight another 3D pen's strength. They allow you to make these thin structures that wouldn't hold up well in other mediums. Come on, this is pretty cute. And if this doesn't get you, the little one will. These and the ghost have been two of my shorter projects that I've shown on video. Now for one of my favorite and most challenging projects, the Iron Man Infinity Gauntlet. I never thought I'd tackle something so complex so soon, but I was really amped up after I saw Avengers Endgame. Since I'm always trying out new things, I decided to make this gauntlet special and build it around a USB thumb drive. So yes, it's a version of the Infinity Gauntlet that you can store your cat pictures on. This was another project where I really enjoyed planning out the construction of the gauntlet. I guess that's fitting considering what I was making and who it was a tribute for. We're 4 hours into the project here, and that might not seem like a lot, but it is considering how small this thing is. I also learned in this project to make pieces separately and glue them on, instead of trying to directly pen them onto the object. They just come out looking way better. I also realized how powerful mixing construction techniques and methods was with this build. You don't need to make every part of it with a 3D pen. This can save you time, and you can end up with a better end product. This is the home stretch right here before we get to see the finished gauntlet. Did I do Tony Stark proud? This model was done as a giveaway, and the winner was really happy with it, which in turn made me really happy. Aww. Those are my 6 3D pen hyperlapses of 2019. I hope you enjoyed them, and please share this video with someone you'd like to introduce to what a 3D pen can do. If you're interested in learning how to use a 3D pen, check out the tutorials playlist, which covers skill levels from the absolute beginner to advanced users. Or if you need help picking out the 3D pen which is best suited for you, click here. Looking for a laugh? Check out my 3D pen parody video here.